Hello and welcome to WePC. My name is Jay and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Predator Triton 300, giving you an overall review of my personal experience, and then I'm going to show you the benchmarks that Jack did, and then we're going to summarize at the end and see if this thing is worth your hard-earned money. Now this is a gaming laptop, so it seems only right to put this into some games whilst I do talk to you about it. So we're going to switch the cameras around and switch into some gaming. So whilst I am continuing to suck at Counter-Strike, I'm just going to rattle off the specs that do come in this device for you now. So it does have an i7-10750H CPU, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, a 1TB SSD, an RTX 2070 Max-Q version, and then of course that 240Hz refresh rate and the 3ms response time. I always use this game first in my reviews just to show what the display is truly capable of, and this is a 1080p 240Hz display, so it's going to be interesting to see how it fares in some more competitive gameplay scenarios such as CSGO. Now this laptop does come with a 3ms response time, so it's interesting to test that out in a competitive scenario. And I'll be perfectly honest, as someone who plays on a 0.5 to 1 ms monitor, I don't really see the massive downfall between 1 to 3 ms. Of course, under scrutinous testing, you will be able to see this, but to the naked eye, for me personally, I don't see it as much as you would most likely expect. And I don't feel like my gameplay is massively impacted by it either. I still feel like my shots are hitting. I still feel like the gameplay experience is smooth overall. So if you are perhaps worried about that 3ms response time and feel like it's going to take away from your overall gameplay experience, rest assured that for me personally, it's not done that. I've had a really enjoyable experience playing on this device, so don't be worried on that one. Like I said, I've been playing on this now for quite a while. I've taken it home with me. I've used it in the office. I've used it for editing and for gaming. And my overall impressions are that I'm very impressed. I have just come off the back of testing the Razer 3080 laptop, which is absolutely incredible, although it is double the price tag of this laptop. So I had to lower my expectations coming down to this, and I thought I was going to be massively disappointed, but honestly, I'm not. The thing is, this laptop looks quite sleek. Yes, it definitely screams gamer. There's a massive Predator logo on the front of it, but it is also a very subdued and nice aesthetic with the matte front finish and the very nice RGB on the keyboard, which you can turn off. So if you are on a train and you don't want to illuminate half of the carriage, then you can just turn the RGB on the keyboard off, and there you go. One of the great benefits of owning a Predator laptop is that it does come bundled with the Predator Sense software. This is a really great software, and as you can see here, it has a various amount of options. You have lighting, overclocking, your fan control, monitoring your CPU and GPU temperatures, game sync, and your app center. This is really great if you are one who likes to track your overall temperatures. Maybe you are doing some benchmarks on some games and you want to track those temperatures, whatever it is that you want to do. Or maybe you're just simply wanting to go and change the light effects on your keyboard as it is RGB, then you can go and do that. And then you also have the fan control where you can manually adjust the speed of your fans. So for example, if I am to hit max, then it's going to turn your laptop into an Apache attack helicopter. Oh my God, that is so loud. So if you are on a train on your own, please don't press max on the fans. You're going to scare people. Anyway, I have talked to you about that 240Hz refresh rate in Counter-Strike. I'm gonna load up some more games now, and then we're gonna see what the screen has to offer in a more immersive single player title. Okay, so if you have noticed that I'm wearing different clothes and look slightly different, basically Steam went down and then we had some DirectX problems. So it is the next day, but I have loaded up Horizon Zero Dawn and we're going to test that now and see how this game performs. This game looks absolutely fantastic. Horizon Zero Dawn anyway just looks beautiful regardless of what you played it on. If you are trying to figure out whether to go for a 1080p screen or 2K resolution, as I previously mentioned, the 2K resolution on a screen size like this isn't as great as you may perhaps think. This looks absolutely incredible on a 1080p display, and honestly, throughout all my gaming on this device, it's been incredible. Everything feels incredibly smooth, visuals are popping, it feels very, very sharp, the color recreation is beautiful. And in terms of performance, I've had no issues. When playing at 1080p, most games that I've played have held 60 FPS, which is for me very, very important because I don't want to be playing pretty much any game less than 60 frames per second these days. But there were a select few games that did not hit that 60 FPS, and we'll show you them now in the benchmarks. Okay, so starting with CSGO. We got a 215 FPS average when we were playing at 1080p. When we switched up to 1440p, we did get an average of 192 FPS, and finally 4K even granted us 131 FPS. Moving on to control, it was a bit of a sadder story. At 1080p, we did see an FPS of 56, so just short of 60. And when we did switch it up to 1440p, it went to 36 FPS, and 4K seen a pretty sad story of only reaching 18 FPS, so you will not be playing in 4K anytime soon. These are much lower as compared to CSGO, but this game is a lot more graphically demanding. Rainbow Six Siege is up next. 1080p did see us get an average of 182 FPS at 1080p. We switched up to 1440p and got 115 FPS and a very respectable 60 FPS when we switched up to 4K, which is really, really good. Again, this is another esports title getting what I would consider to be a very comfortable number of FPS to compete casually, especially at lower resolutions. Last on this list is Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 at max graphical settings at 1080p gave us a 90 FPS average. Switching up to 1440p saw us get a 70 FPS average and a 38 FPS average at 4K. So that's it for the games. Let's now move on to some synthetics. The i7-10750H in Cinebench R23 gave us a single core score of 1171, and the Predator Triton 300 managed a multi-core score of 7266. The last synthetic test that we did was 3D Mark Extreme 4K Time Spy, and that allowed us to score a CPU score of 2672 and a graphics score of 3106. So overall, pretty amazing performance from this laptop. Of course, you're probably not going to want to play those games at 4K on a 1080p display anyway. So for the majority of the games minus control, we've seen a 60 FPS average, and some of them went as high as 100 plus FPS. So you can definitely see that this laptop is capable of pushing those higher frame rates while still looking incredibly smooth and sharp. And that's pretty much it. That is the Predator Triton 300. This is an amazing gaming laptop. I've enjoyed every moment I got to use this. It's been really, really fun. All of the benchmarks that I just previously shown you are available on our sister channel, WePC Benchmarks, in its full entirety. So if you do want to see the whole benchmarks, then definitely go and head over to WePC Benchmarks. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you could leave a like and subscribe if you're new to our channel, and hit the notification bell while you're down there. If you go to the description, I'll put a link to this product so you can go check it out further. And if you click over there, that'll take you to another one of our YouTube videos. It'll probably be the Predator Triton 500 review, so you can go and see the other laptop and compare and contrast, see which one you prefer. But thank you so much for watching. I've been Jay, and I'll see you in the next one.